Emily sat on her bed, staring out the window at the orange and pink hues of the sunset. The sky looked beautiful, but it only reminded her of how lonely she felt. Her best friend Mia had moved across the country a few months ago, and ever since, Emily felt a heavy emptiness in her heart. They had shared so many memories together, laughing until they cried, staying up late talking about their dreams, and planning their future adventures. Now, those moments felt like distant echoes, fading away into silence. Emily sighed and picked up her phone, scrolling through the pictures of them together. There was one of them at the beach, splashing water on each other, their faces lit up. With joy, another showed them at a concert singing along to their favorite song. Each image made her smile, but also reminded her of the distance that now separated them. She missed Mia's laugh, the way she could always make Emily feel better. When she was down, after a while, Emily put her phone down and stared at the ceiling. She felt a wave of sadness wash over her. It was hard to believe that Mia was so far away. They had promised to stay close no matter what, but now that promise seemed fragile. Emily felt like they were drifting apart, and it scared her. She wanted to reach out, to reconnect, but she didn't know how. What if Mia was too busy with her new life? What if she didn't miss Emily as much as Emily missed her? Determined not to let fear hold her back, Emily took a deep breath and decided to write Mia a letter. She pulled out a notebook and a pen, trying to find the right words. "Dear Mia," she began, "I miss you so much. Things are not the same without you here. I keep thinking about all the fun we had together, and it makes me smile, but it also makes me sad. I wish we could hang out like we used to. I want to hear all about your new life," she wrote. The words flowed from her heart. She poured out her feelings, sharing her worries about their friendship. She talked about the new things happening in her life, like her new job and the book club she had joined. She wanted Mia to know that she was still here, living her life. But it felt incomplete without her best friend. Once she finished the letter, Emily folded it neatly and placed it in an envelope. She felt a spark of hope. Maybe this would be a way to reconnect. She decided to add a little surprise to the letter. Emily remembered how much Mia loved chocolate chip cookies, so she baked a batch and packed a few in a small box. She hoped the treat would bring a smile to Mia's face. The next day, Emily went to the post office to send her letter and cookies. She felt nervous, but excited at the same time. As she walked back home, she imagined Mia's reaction. Would she be surprised? Would she write back? The thought of reconnecting filled her with warmth. Days turned into weeks, and Emily waited eagerly for a response. Each day she checked the mailbox, feeling a mix of hope and anxiety. Would Mia write back? Did she get the letter? Just when? Emily started to feel discouraged. She found a letter waiting for her one afternoon. With trembling hands, Emily opened the envelope. Inside was a letter from Mia, filled with colorful doodles and smiley faces. "Dear Emily," it started. "Miss you too. I can't believe how much has changed since I moved. I feel like I've left a piece of my heart with you." Mia wrote about her new school, the friends she was making, and how she wished Emily could visit. She thanked Emily for the cookies, saying they tasted like home. Emily felt tears of joy welling up in her eyes as she read Mia's words. They were filled with love and warmth, just like the memories they shared. Inspired by Mia's letter, Emily decided to plan a visit. She started saving money for a plane ticket, dreaming of the day they would be together again. She began to think of all the adventures they would have, exploring Mia's new town, trying new foods, and laughing until their sides hurt. The distance that once felt so heavy began to lift, replaced by a feeling of hope and excitement. Emily realized that even though they were miles apart, their friendship was still strong. They could bridge the distance with letters, calls, and plans for the future. She understood that true connections could withstand time and space, and that gave her the courage to keep reaching out as she lay in bed that night. Emily looked up at the stars twinkling in the sky. They were far away, yet they shone brightly, just like her friendship with Mia. No matter how far apart they were, their bond would always light the way, guiding them back to each other. With a smile on her face, Emily closed her eyes, feeling hopeful for the adventures that lay ahead. Asterisk, Liam sat on the edge of his bed, staring at the old baseball glove resting on his dresser. It was a gift from his best friend Alex, back when they were just kids playing catch in the park. Now, that glove felt more like a symbol of their friendship than a tool for playing the game they loved. Alex had moved to another state a few months ago, and since then, Liam had felt a growing emptiness in his life. Every day after school, Liam would come home and immediately pick up his phone, hoping for a message from Alex. They used to text each other constantly, sharing jokes, memes, and stories about their days. But now, the silence felt heavy, and each day without a message made him feel more distant from his friend. Sometimes he wondered if Alex had forgotten about him, or if he was too busy with his new life. Liam sighed and picked up his phone. He opened their last conversation, filled with laugh emojis and plans for their next baseball game. The memories flooded back, and he felt a pang of sadness. He missed their long talks, the way they could joke about anything and everything, the feeling of knowing that someone understood him completely. He wanted to reconnect with Alex, but didn't know how. What if Alex was too wrapped up in his new friends to care about reaching out? Determined to bridge the gap, Liam decided to write Alex a letter. He remembered how much Alex used to love getting mail. It felt special and exciting. He thought it would be a nice surprise. Grabbed a notebook and a pen, trying to find the right words to express how he felt. "Dear Alex," he began, "I hope you're doing well. I miss you a lot. It's been tough without you here. I keep thinking about all the fun we had together, our endless games of baseball, and the time we built that epic fort in my backyard. Remember how we thought we could take on the world?" He wrote. Liam poured out his heart. He shared how lonely he felt without Alex, and how much he missed their adventures. He talked about school, his new classes, and how he was still practicing baseball, hoping to improve for when they could play again. He wanted Alex to know that their friendship still mattered to him, no matter the distance. When he finished the letter, Liam folded it carefully and placed it in an envelope. He felt a surge of hope as he imagined Alex reading it. Maybe this would remind him of their friendship and bring them closer again. The next day, Liam walked to the post office, letter in hand. It felt like a big step, and he was nervous but excited at the same time. After mailing the letter, he walked home with a lighter heart. Dreaming about the day he would hear back from Alex, days turned into weeks, and Liam waited eagerly for a response. Each day, he checked the mailbox, feeling a mix of hope and anxiety. He wondered if Alex would write back. Just when Liam started to lose hope, he found a letter waiting for him one afternoon. With trembling hands, he opened the envelope and found a letter from Alex filled with stories and excitement. "Dear Liam," it started, "I miss you too. Things here are crazy, but good. I'm making new friends, but it's not the same without you. I keep thinking about our baseball games and how much fun we had. You were always the best teammate." Liam's heart swelled with happiness as he read on. Alex shared stories about his new school and how he joined the baseball team there. He mentioned how he had been thinking about Liam and even wore the jersey that Liam had given him. It felt like a warm embrace, bridging the distance that had felt so wide as he read. Liam realized how strong their friendship truly was. Even though they were miles apart, they still shared memories, laughter, and dreams. Alex wrote that he wanted to visit during the summer and play a big game together, just like old times. The thought filled Liam with excitement. Inspired by Alex's letter, Liam decided to take action. He started practicing more, determined to become an even better player for when they reunited. He spent hours in the park throwing the baseball against the wall and catching it, imagining Alex there with him, cheering him on. He felt energized, as if he was preparing for a grand adventure. One day while practicing, Liam had an idea. He remembered that their favorite baseball team was having a game in the city where Alex lived. He quickly checked the schedule and saw that they would be playing in just a few weeks. Without hesitation, he decided to buy 2 tickets. He would surprise Alex and make plans for them to enjoy the game together. As Liam sat down to write to Alex again, he felt a wave of excitement. "I have a surprise for you. I bought tickets to the game next month. I can't wait to see you." Again, and cheer for our team." He sealed the letter with a smile, feeling hopeful and alive with anticipation. In the weeks leading up to the game, Liam couldn't stop thinking about their reunion. He felt a sense of purpose and determination, knowing that this was more than just a game. It was a chance to reinforce their bond and prove that distance could never truly separate them. On the day of the game, Liam arrived early, eager to see Alex. When they finally met, they embraced tightly, laughter spilling from their L. Sophie sat on the porch of her small house, watching the leaves rustle in the gentle breeze. It was a beautiful day, with the sun shining brightly, but Sophie felt a cloud of sadness hanging over her. Her best friend Mia had moved to another city a few months ago, and since then, Sophie felt more alone than ever. They had been inseparable since childhood, sharing secrets, laughter, and dreams. Now it felt like a part of her heart had gone with Mia. Every day, Sophie thought about how much she missed Mia. They used to talk for hours, sharing everything that was happening in their lives. But now Sophie would look at her phone and see the silence. Mia was busy with new friends and a new life, and Sophie worried that she was being forgotten. It felt like a heavy weight on her chest, and she didn't know how to lift it. Sophie picked up her phone, scrolling through the pictures of their adventures together. There was a photo of them at the beach, building sandcastles and laughing as the waves crashed over their feet. Another showed them dressed up for a school dance, both looking happy and carefree. Those memories made her smile, but they also made her heart ache. She wanted to reach out, to reconnect, but fear held her back. What if Mia didn't want to hear from her? What if their friendship had faded away? Determined not to let fear stop her, Sophie decided to write Mia a letter. She thought about how much they used to love getting letters from each other. There was something special about words on paper that felt more personal than a text message. She grabbed a notebook and a pen, trying to find the right words to express her feelings. "Dear Mia," she began, her handwriting shaky but determined. "I miss you so much. Life feels different without you here. I keep thinking about all our fun times together. Remember our late-night talks and how we used to dream about the future?" Sophie poured her heart into the letter. She wrote about how lonely she felt and how she wished they could talk again like old times. She shared stories about what was happening in her life. It's like her new job at the local library and how she had started painting again. She wanted Mia to know that she was still living, but it felt incomplete without her best friend. When she finished the letter, Sophie folded it carefully and placed it in an envelope. She felt a spark of hope as she imagined Mia opening it and reading her words. Maybe this would remind Mia of their friendship and bring them closer again. The next day, Sophie walked to the post office, letter in hand. It felt like a big step, and she was nervous but excited. After mailing the letter, she walked home, her heart feeling lighter. She imagined the day when Mia would write back, and they would reconnect. Days passed, and Sophie waited anxiously for a response. Each day, she checked her mailbox, her heart racing with hope. Would Mia write back? Just when Sophie started to feel discouraged, she found a letter waiting for her one afternoon. With trembling hands, she opened the envelope to find a letter from Mia, filled with familiar handwriting and cheerful doodles. "Dear Sophie, it started. I miss you too. Things here are good, but it's not the same without you. Think about you all the time." As she read Mia's letter, Sophie felt tears of joy fill her eyes. Mia shared stories about her new school, the friends she had made, and how she had joined a painting class. She talked about how she wore the necklace Sophie had given her, saying it reminded her of their friendship. Each word felt like a warm hug. Wrapping around Sophie's heart, Mia wrote about how she wanted to visit and suggested they plan a weekend. "Together, let's have a painting day like we used to," she wrote. Sophie's heart soared at the thought. Their bond was still strong, and the distance between them didn't seem so wide anymore. Inspired by Mia's letter, Sophie decided to take action. She picked up her paintbrush and started creating again, pouring all her feelings into her artwork. She painted bright colors and playful shapes, imagining the fun they would have together. Each stroke felt like a step toward reconnecting, and she felt a sense of purpose growing within her. One evening, as the sun set, Sophie had an idea. She decided to create a special painting for Mia. It would be a piece that represented their friendship, a colorful landscape filled with bright flowers and a beautiful sky. She worked tirelessly, pouring her heart into every detail. When she finished, she felt proud and excited. This painting would remind Mia of their bond and the memories they created together. Sophie carefully wrapped the painting and wrote another letter to Mia. "I made this for you," she wrote. "It's a reminder of our friendship and the adventures we still have ahead of us. I can't wait to paint together again." The next day, she sent the painting along with the letter, feeling hopeful about their future. She knew that no matter how far apart they were, their friendship could bridge any distance. Weeks later, Sophie received a package in return. It was a beautifully wrapped gift from Mia. Inside was a painting that Mia had created, inspired by their memories together. It was a sunset view over a beach, with vibrant colors that reminded Sophie of their fun days at the shore, with tears of joy in her eyes. Sophie realized that their friendship was stronger than ever. They had both taken steps to reconnect, proving that distance could not break their bond. As she hung Mia's painting on her wall, Sophie felt a renewed sense of hope. She knew that they would always find their way back to each other, no matter where life took them. With a heart full of love and excitement for the future, Sophie smiled, ready for the adventures that lay ahead. Mark sat on his favorite park bench, watching the leaves dance in the wind. The park used to be a place where he and his best friend, Jake, spent countless afternoons playing basketball and joking around. But ever since Jake moved to another state for a new job, Mark felt a deep sense of loneliness. The laughter and fun they shared felt like a distant memory lost in the past. It had been months since Jake moved away, and while they occasionally texted, it was not the same as being together. Mark missed their late-night phone calls, their inside jokes, and the comfort of knowing Jake was just a short drive away. Now, every time Mark went to the park, he felt a heavy weight in his chest. He often looked at the empty space beside him, wishing his friend were there to share the moment. Mark pulled out his phone and scrolled through their old messages. He smiled at the funny pictures they'd sent each other and the silly memes that made them laugh. But as he looked at the screen, a wave of sadness washed over him. He wanted to reach out, to reconnect, but he didn't know how. What if Jake was too busy with his new life? What if he had found new friends and didn't need Mark anymore? Determined to bridge the gap, Mark decided to write Jake a letter. Remembered how much they enjoyed sending each other handwritten notes when they were younger. It felt more personal than a text message and carried more meaning. Mark took a deep breath, grabbed a notebook, and started to write. "Dear Jake," he began, his heart racing. "I hope you're doing well. I've been thinking about you a lot lately. It feels strange not having you around. The park is so quiet without your laughter. I miss our basketball games and just hanging out." As he wrote, Mark poured out his feelings. He shared how lonely he felt without Jake, and how life seemed less colorful. I talked about the new things happening in his life, like his job at the local diner and how he had started a new hobby, painting. He wanted Jake to know that he was still here, living his life. But it felt incomplete without his best friend. When he finished the letter, Mark folded it carefully and placed it in an envelope. He felt a spark of hope, imagining Jake opening it and reading his words. Maybe this would remind Jake of their friendship and bring them closer again. The next day, Mark walked to the post office, letter in hand. It felt like a big step, and he was nervous but excited. After mailing the letter, he walked home with a lighter heart, dreaming of the day he would hear back from Jake. Days turned into weeks, and Mark waited anxiously for a response. Each day, he checked the mailbox, feeling a mix of hope and anxiety. Would Jake write back? Just when Mark started to feel discouraged, he found a letter waiting for him one afternoon. With trembling hands, he opened the envelope and found a letter from Jake, filled with familiar handwriting and cheerful doodles. "Dear Mark," it started. "I miss you too. Things have been busy, but I think about you all the time. The park is not the same without you. I can't wait to come back and play basketball together." Mark's heart filled with joy as he read Jake's words. Jake shared stories about his new job, the friends he had made, and how he was trying to settle into his new city. He wrote about a local basketball league he had joined, saying that he wished Mark could play with him. Each word felt like a warm hug, easing the distance that had formed between them. But what surprised Mark the most was that Jake had been feeling lonely too, he wrote. I know we're far apart, but our friendship means the world to me. Make an effort to stay connected, no matter what. Inspired by Jake's letter, Mark decided to take action. He picked up his phone and called Jake. The moment he heard his friend's voice, all the sadness melted away. They talked for hours, sharing stories, laughter, and plans for the future. Mark felt as if no time had passed, and their friendship was as strong as ever. During their call, they made a plan for Jake to visit in a few weeks. They would have a basketball tournament with their old friends and relive their favorite memories. Emma sat on her bed, staring at the wall of her room. The sun was shining bright outside, but she felt a heavy cloud of sadness inside her. Her best friend Lily had moved to another city a few months ago, and ever since Emma felt like a part of her heart was missing. They used to do everything together, go to the movies, study for exams, and share secrets late into the night. Now, with Lily so far away, Emma felt lonely and lost. Every day. Emma thought about reaching out to Lily, but fear held her back. She worried that Lily was too busy with her new life to care about old friends. What if Lily had made new friends and didn't miss Emma at all? The thought made her stomach twist. She wanted to reconnect, to feel that warmth of friendship again. But she didn't know how to start. One afternoon, while cleaning her room, Emma stumbled upon an old scrapbook filled with pictures of their adventures together. There were photos of them at the beach, laughing as they played in the waves, and snapshots of their first concert experience, where they sang their hearts out. Each picture brought back happy memories, but it also deepened the ache in her heart. As she flipped through the pages, an idea struck her. Emma decided to send Lily a care package filled with memories. She wanted to remind Lily of their friendship and show her that distance could not break their bond. Emma gathered some items, a small photo frame with their favorite picture together, a friendship bracelet they had made, and a handwritten letter expressing her feelings. Sitting at her desk, Emma took a deep breath and began to write. Dear Lily, she wrote, I hope you're doing well. I miss you so much. Life isn't the same without you here. I keep thinking about all the fun times we had together. I wish we could hang out like we used to. The park feels so empty without you. She poured her heart out onto the paper, sharing her daily life and how she felt lost without her best friend by her side. I've been keeping busy, she wrote, but I often find myself thinking about our adventures. Remember the time we got lost on the hiking trail? We laughed so hard and it turned into one of my favorite memories. After finishing the letter, Emma added the little gifts to the box, feeling hopeful. She imagined Lily opening the package and smiling as she remembered all their shared moments. It felt like a step toward reconnecting, and that thought filled Emma with warmth. The next day, Emma went to the post office and mailed the package. As she walked home, she felt a sense of excitement. Maybe this would be the bridge they needed to bring their friendship back to life. Each day after that, Emma checked her mailbox, hoping for a reply. But days turned into weeks, and she began to worry. What if Lily didn't get the package? What if she didn't care anymore? Just when Emma started to feel discouraged, she received a letter one afternoon. Her heart raced as she recognized Lily's handwriting on the envelope. She opened it quickly, eager to read what her friend had to say. Dear Emma, the letter began, I can't believe how much I miss you. Thank you for the care package. It made my day. I love the photo frame and the bracelet. It reminded me of all the amazing times we had together. I wear the bracelet every day, Lily went on, to share stories of her new life. She had joined a club at her new school and was trying to make friends, but she often felt lonely too. You're right, she wrote. It's not the same without you. I think about our adventures all the time. I miss our late-night talks and how we could talk about anything. Reading Lily's words, Emma felt tears of joy fill her eyes. It was clear that their friendship still mattered to both of them. They were both navigating new lives but longing for their connection. Lily mentioned that she wanted to visit soon and suggested they plan a weekend together. Emma's heart soared at the thought. She quickly wrote back, filled with excitement. I can't wait to see you. Let's plan something special. We can. Go to our favorite cafe and catch up like old times. I miss you so much. After sending her reply, Emma felt a renewed sense of hope. She realized that their friendship was strong enough to survive the distance. They could share their lives, even if they were miles apart. As the weeks passed, Emma and Lily continued to exchange letters. They shared stories about their lives, their dreams, and their struggles. Each letter felt like a warm hug, reminding them that they were still connected. Finally, the day of Lily's visit arrived. Emma waited at the park, her heart racing with anticipation. When she saw Lily walking toward her, it felt like a scene from a movie. They ran to each other and embraced tightly, laughter spilling from their lips. It was as if no time had passed at all. They spent the day sharing stories, laughing, and enjoying each other's company. Emma felt complete again. The distance that had once felt so heavy was now a bridge they had crossed together. They promised to keep their friendship alive, to visit whenever they could, and to always stay in touch. As they walked through the park, watching the sunset paint the sky in beautiful colors, Emma realized that true friendship could withstand any distance. With hope in her heart, she knew that no matter where life took them, they would always find their way back to each other. And in that moment, surrounded by laughter and the warmth of friendship, Emma felt grateful for the bond she shared with Lily, knowing it would last a lifetime. Liam stood at the edge of his backyard, gazing at the empty swing set that had once been a place of laughter and fun. It felt like a lifetime ago when he and his best friend Ethan would spend hours on those swings, pushing each other higher and higher while sharing their dreams and secrets. But ever since Ethan moved away for his father's job 6 months ago, Liam felt a deep sadness that seemed to seep into every corner of his life. The swings now swayed gently in the breeze, a reminder of the joy that had faded away. Liam missed Ethan terribly. Their friendship had always been strong, built on shared experiences and countless memories. They had played video games, built forts, and even shared their first crushes. But now, with Ethan across the country, it felt like their connection was slipping away. Liam often checked his phone for messages, but the silence was deafening. He wanted to reach out to Ethan to show him that he still cared, but fear held him back. What if Ethan was too busy with his new friends? What if he had moved on? One afternoon, as Liam sat on the swing, he felt a stirring of hope. He remembered how much he and Ethan enjoyed writing stories together, creating adventures about heroes and distant worlds. Inspired by this memory, he decided to write Ethan a letter. Perhaps it would remind Ethan of their friendship and help bridge the distance between them. Liam rushed inside and grabbed a notebook. He took a deep breath and began to write. "Dear Ethan," he wrote, "I hope you're doing great. I miss you so much. Things aren't the same without you here. The swings are lonely, and I keep thinking about all the fun we had. Remember when we built that gigantic fort in my room? We thought we were the kings of the world." As he wrote, Liam poured his heart onto the page. He shared everything he had been doing, from school to his new hobby of drawing. He wanted Ethan to know that even though they were apart, their friendship was still important to him. He offered to share stories about the adventures they could have together, even if they were miles apart. When he finished the letter, Liam folded it carefully and placed it in an envelope. He felt a rush of excitement. Maybe this would be the start of reconnecting with Ethan. He decided to add a small drawing of their fort to the letter, hoping it would bring a smile to Ethan's face. The next day, Liam walked to the post office, his heart racing with anticipation. As he mailed the letter, he felt a sense of purpose. He was taking a step toward reconnecting with his friend. Days passed, and Liam waited eagerly for a response. Each day, he checked the mailbox, feeling a mix of hope and anxiety. Would Ethan write back? Just when Liam began to lose hope, he found a letter waiting for him one afternoon. With trembling hands, he opened the envelope to find Ethan's familiar handwriting. "Dear Liam," it started. "I miss you too, buddy. Thank you for your letter. It made my day. Things have been busy here, but I think about you all the time. The swings are lonely too, and I can't wait to come back and swing with you again.
Oh, Liam's
Heart soared as he read Ethan's words. Ethan went on to share stories about his new school, his friends, and the challenges he had faced. He wrote about how he missed their adventures and how he still thought of their fort as one of the best things they had created together. Let's plan a time to catch up on video call, Ethan suggested. Excited by the idea, Liam quickly wrote back, suggesting a time for their call. He felt a wave of hope wash over him. Their friendship had not faded. It was just waiting to be rekindled. When the day of their video call arrived, Liam was filled with anticipation. He set up his laptop in the backyard, where the swings were swaying gently in the breeze. As the video call connected, Ethan's face appeared on the screen, and they both grinned widely. "Hey, Liam," Ethan exclaimed. "It's so good to see you." "Hey, Ethan, I've missed you," Liam replied, feeling a warmth spread through him. They spent hours talking, sharing stories about their lives, their new experiences, and their dreams. Liam felt as if no time had passed at all. They laughed about old memories and discussed their favorite video games. Ethan shared that he had joined a soccer team, and Liam felt proud of him for trying something new. As they talked, Liam realized that as the sun began to set on the small town of Maplewood, Sarah sat at her kitchen table, staring at the half-finished painting in front of her. The vibrant colors were meant to capture the joy of summer, but instead they felt muted and dull. Ever since her best friend Mia had moved to another state, Sarah had struggled to find the inspiration to paint. Their friendship had been a source of light and creativity, and now that light felt dimmed. Mia had moved away a few months ago for her dad's job, and Sarah felt the distance in every corner of her life. They used to spend hours creating art together, sharing dreams and secrets. Now, Sarah felt lonely and lost, her heart heavy with missing her friend. She often picked up her phone to text Mia, but fear held her back. What if Mia was too busy with her new life? What if she had made new friends and forgotten about Sarah? One evening, as Sarah cleaned her art supplies, she found an old sketchbook filled with memories. It was filled with drawings of their favorite places, notes about their dreams, and even silly doodles they had made during class. As she flipped through the pages, a wave of nostalgia washed over her. She remembered the laughter they shared and the adventures they dreamed of taking. She wanted to feel that joy again and realized that she needed to reach out to Mia. Inspired by the memories, Sarah decided to write Mia a letter. It felt more personal than a text message, and she hoped it would remind Mia of their friendship. She grabbed a pen and opened the sketchbook to a blank page. "Dear Mia," she began, "I hope you're doing well. I miss you so much. Life isn't the same without you here. I keep thinking about all our fun times together, like the day we painted that huge mural on the school wall. I wish we could create something amazing together again," as she wrote. Sarah poured her heart onto the page, shared stories about what had been happening in her life, her struggles with art, and how she felt lost without Mia's creative energy. She wanted Mia to know that even though they were apart, their friendship still meant everything to her. When she finished the letter, Sarah folded it neatly and placed it in an envelope. She felt a spark of hope as she imagined Mia reading her words. Maybe this would be the start of reconnecting and reigniting their friendship. The next day, Sarah walked to the post office, letter in hand. As she mailed it, she felt nervous but determined. This was a step toward healing the distance that had formed between them. Days turned into weeks, and Sarah waited eagerly for a response. Each day she checked her mailbox, feeling a mix of excitement and anxiety. Would Mia write back? Just as Sarah began to feel discouraged, she found an envelope waiting for her one afternoon. With trembling hands, she opened the letter and saw Mia's familiar handwriting. "Dear Sarah," it began, "I miss you too. Thank you for your letter. It made me so happy. Things here are good, but I often think about our adventures and how much fun we had painting together. I feel lonely sometimes too." Sarah's heart filled with joy as she read Mia's words. Mia shared stories about her new school, her new friends, and how she had been trying new art styles. She wrote about how she had been feeling inspired by their memories and wanted to collaborate on a project even from afar. Let's create a virtual art show together, Mia suggested. We can each make pieces inspired by our favorite memories and share them online. The idea sparked a fire in Sarah's heart. They could still create art together, even if they were miles apart. She quickly wrote back, filled with excitement. That sounds amazing. I can't wait to start. Let's set a date for our virtual show. In the following days, Sarah felt a renewed sense of purpose. She began working on her piece, pouring her emotions into the canvas. She painted a scene of their favorite spot by the lake, where they had spent countless afternoons talking and dreaming. Every brushstroke felt like a step toward reconnecting with Mia, and she felt inspired in a way she hadn't for months. As the day of their virtual art show approached, Sarah and Mia spent hours on video calls, sharing ideas and encouraging each other. They laughed as they painted and shared their creative processes, bonding over their love for art. Sarah felt the distance between them shrinking as they worked together, their friendship growing stronger with every conversation. Finally, the day of the art show arrived. Sarah set up her laptop in her living room, nervous but excited. They had invited their friends and family to join the online event, and she hoped everyone would enjoy their work. When the time came, Mia appeared on the screen, her face lighting up with joy. "I'm so excited to share our art," Mia said, her enthusiasm infectious. As they took turns presenting their pieces, Sarah felt a sense of accomplishment wash over her. Their hard work had paid off, and the response from their friends was overwhelmingly positive. People admired their creativity and praised their ability to express their emotions through art. At the end of the show, Mia and Sarah thanked everyone for joining. "Even though we're apart, our friendship can still shine through our art," Mia said, and Sarah nodded in agreement. After the show, Sarah felt a weight lift off her shoulders. She realized that their friendship was stronger than the distance between them. They had found a way to reconnect and support each other, no matter where they were. As the weeks turned into months, Sarah and Mia continued to collaborate on art projects, sending each other letters and updates about their lives. They made plans for Mia to visit during the summer, excited to create art together in person once again. On the day of Mia's visit, Sarah felt a rush of joy as she waited at the airport. When she saw Mia walking toward her, they ran to each other, embracing tightly. It felt like no time had passed at all as they spent time together, painting and reminiscing. Sarah felt grateful for the journey they had taken. They had proven that true friendship could withstand any distance, and that reconnecting was always possible. With hope in her heart, Sarah knew their bond would last a lifetime, lighting the way for future adventures and creativity together. Lucy sat on her bedroom floor, surrounded by colorful threads and fabric scraps. She was trying to make a quilt, a project she had dreamed about for months. But instead of feeling inspired, she felt sad and empty. Her best friend Mia had moved to another city a few months ago, and ever since then, Lucy felt a deep void in her life. The quilt was meant to represent their friendship, but without Mia there, it felt incomplete. They had spent countless hours together, sewing and laughing, sharing secrets and dreams. Mia had always been the one to encourage Lucy's creativity, pushing her to try new things and reminding her that her ideas mattered. Now with Mia so far away, Lucy struggled to find the motivation to create anything at all. The distance between them felt like an invisible wall, separating their hearts. Every day, Lucy thought about reaching out to Mia, but doubt held her back. What if Mia was too busy making new friends? What if she didn't miss Lucy as much as Lucy missed her? The thought made her feel even more alone. She wished she could bridge the gap, but she didn't know how. One afternoon, while cleaning her craft supplies, Lucy found an old box filled with memories. Inside were photos of them together, notes they had written to each other, and even a friendship bracelet that Mia had made. As she looked through the box, a wave of nostalgia washed over her. She remembered the laughter they shared and the dreams they had for the future. Inspired by the memories, Lucy decided it was time to reach out to Mia. With a determined heart, Lucy grabbed a piece of fabric and began to write a letter. "Dear Mia," she began, "I hope you're doing well. I miss you so much. Life feels different without you here. I keep thinking about all the fun times we had together, especially our sewing nights. I wish we could create something amazing together again." As she wrote, Lucy poured her heart onto the page. She shared how lonely she felt without Mia's support and how she had been struggling to find inspiration for her quilt. She wanted Mia to know that their friendship still mattered to her and that she longed to reconnect. After finishing the letter, Lucy folded it carefully and placed it in an envelope. She felt a spark of hope as she imagined Mia reading her words. Maybe this would remind Mia of their friendship and help them feel close again. The next day, Lucy walked to the post office, letter in hand. It felt like a big step, and she was nervous but excited. After mailing the letter, she walked home, feeling lighter. She imagined the day when Mia would write back, and they could start to reconnect. Days turned into weeks, and Lucy waited eagerly for a response. Each day, she checked the mailbox, feeling a mix of hope and anxiety. Would Mia write back? Just when Lucy began to feel discouraged, she found a letter waiting for her one afternoon. With trembling hands, opened the envelope and saw Mia's familiar handwriting. "Dear Lucy," it began, "I miss you so much. Thank you for your letter. It made my day. Things have been busy here, but I often think about our sewing nights and how much fun we had. I feel lonely sometimes too." Lucy's heart filled with joy as she read Mia's words. Mia shared stories about her new life, her new school, and the challenges she faced. She wrote about how she had been trying new sewing techniques and even joined a crafting club. But even with new experiences, she missed Lucy. "I've been thinking about how we can create together, even from afar," Mia wrote. "Let's do a sewing challenge. We can each make a piece inspired by our friendship."